Hey everybody, it's Chugga Conroy. Welcome back to more Pokemon Platinum. Last time, we explored the surprisingly worth our time Route 225 and had a rematch with Barry at the survival area. This time, we're back on the title screen for what you might ask. There are a few more things that we need to do over at the Pal Park before we can say that we have done everything. So, we are here to migrate from Emerald. All the way back in our journey through the Hoenn region, there were some things that we caught that are going to be helpful to us today. We're gonna migrate these over, and for good measure, there was that lady who said that she wanted to see a Snorlax. So I have transferred over the Purified Shadow Snorlax from one of our journeys through the Ore region. And since they forced me to bring over exactly 6, have an Oddish, and have a Smeargle? Sure. Let's go ahead and migrate all these over. Yes, I'm aware that they cannot be returned. That is absolutely fine. Unless, you know, the recording fails. In the actual world, we are where else but Pal Park. Yeah, we're not just gonna transfer those things in and then leave them there. I think we're a bit more linear in presentation than that, and make it sound like it's some kind of grand creative vision that we came to the Pal Park after transferring them in. So, we're just gonna have a good old-fashioned catching show. I'm gonna hope that I can beat my old record, and, yeah, we'll see what we can do. Smeargle-eargle. Oddish, your face is terrible. Despite being only 5 pixels, it somehow manages to be even worse than Meryl's. Just pray that your back sprite is better so that your face never gets criticized ever again. Fun fact, Registeel is one of the few non-Synodex Pokemon that had its sprite changed in Platinum. Actually, the sprite made its first appearance in the European localization of Diamond and Pearl. When I show it to you, yeah, I think you can kind of understand why they changed that sprite in Europe. And then when making Platinum thought, hey, maybe it might be a good idea for us to keep that change in all versions of the game. Let's see how I did on my catching show, though. That was our last Pokemon that I needed to recapture. Congratulations, that's all 6 Pokemon caught. Also, yeah, that's totally the reason why you can't transfer in less than 6. You'd be able to cheat the score in time otherwise. Yes, we got catching points, 460. I almost thought 460 was my final score. That would have been bad. Good point total, actually. Yeah, 3,188. I beat my old record by about 100 points. Yeah! Kudos to you. Here is your prize, a Figgy Berry that I will never use for anything, but I will accept it with a smile because it makes you feel like your job is worth something. Gonna put these into the PC boxes. So now, what exactly is it I wanted to do with these Pokemon? Once you have a Snorlax in your party, you may talk to this lady right here. Snorlax will give you the courage you needed to talk to a lady. Pal Park is so scintillating! Trainers and Pokemon are so full of intensity here. I've never seen some Pokemon. Would you show me if you had one? Let me see. A Pokemon that does nothing but eat and sleep. Oh, a Snorlax. It sure looks like it can eat. I have a Pokechap that has a Snorlax motif. You can have it for showing me a real Snorlax. She gives you the Pokechap Kitchen Timer, which is self-explanatory. The name tells you all that you need to know. However, this is the only kitchen timer in the world that is also a torture device. For you see, Snorlax will dig its claws into its own chest for as long as you desire. And then when it is over, he will beat his chest in surviving the challenge that you have bestowed upon him. It's kind of a neat app. It would have been a lot more useful in an era before fancy smartphones and whatnot, but it's kind of cool. Then what you're seeing here is actually footage from the day after I initially recorded this, because I realized 1 second too late I never transferred in a Kecleon. Yeah, if you show her the Pokemon Kecleon, she will give you the Pokechap Color Changer. This basically turns your Pokech into a Vectrex. It does not increase the quality of the visuals, unfortunately, but it does allow you to have watercolor overlays. You can choose what color tint the screen is, and if there's one thing I think the Pokech was missing up to this point, it was customization so that you can make it your own. I think that that is a very nice thing. I just wish it didn't come in so darn late. It's one of my favorite Pokechaps, and I'm kind of sad that we're not going to be seeing much of it. You might be wondering why I am not using it after we have collected it. Like I said, I had to wait an extra day to transfer in our Pokemon, and as to not delay things, I had to record this out of sequence, so we won't be seeing any of it this time around other than what I have just shown. And that is the last Pokechap. We have them all. Kind of. There were 2 other Pokechaps that were planned for release to be distributed through Nintendo events. They were the stopwatch and the alarm clock. They were never released anywhere in the world. Not that these are things that are sorely missed when going back and playing this now, but back in the day, again, before your fancy schmancy pantsy smartphones, it would have been nice to have. And it's so dumb that they hide features like this behind events in the first place. And then it's even dumber that they didn't even bother releasing them. It was a super typical thing of the DS era, where stuff that was intended to be in the game would just go unreleased. And that's what happened here. And since we have the spotlight on the Poketch, I guess there is one additional function of the Poketch that I don't think I have talked about up to this point, and it was you guys that taught me about this. If you add, subtract, multiply, or divide, and the solution is the same number as a Pokemon, then you will hear that Pokemon's cry upon it telling you the solution. It's a nice little detail, and I never knew about that simply out of not using the calculator app for such small numbers. I am too high and mighty at math. Making no one jealous of me whatsoever. Yeah, so that's a neat little detail. And with that, the Poketch is complete. We have every single app we can possibly get for it, and it's a pretty handy little device. It's kind of a shame that those few apps for it were never released, but it's as complete as it can be, and it does a lot of nice things for us. In addition to these 2 Poketch apps, there's also a little extra something that you can get for being a good little boy and pestering your parents to buy you every version of Pokemon. If you have Pokemon Fire Red inserted into the GBA slot, you're able to get a crown as a contest accessory. Leaf Green will get you a tiara, and then Ruby will get you a photo backdrop of the underground. Sapphire will get you a seafloor backdrop, and Emerald will get you a sky backdrop. So, that is everything in Pal Park. Unlike a lot more useful Poketch apps that stop functioning when you transfer screens, this one just keeps on going forever and ever and ever until you tell them to stop. There is something a little bit amusing about having something at your disposal that will just beat its chest at you until you tell it that's enough. Speaking of which, Snorlax, that's okay. You don't need to hurt yourself anymore. Or you can dig your claws into your belly indefinitely. That's cool, too. Anyway, I haven't exactly detailed what it is we are doing here today. We are going to be, at long last, headed for Snow Point Temple, a place that we were told to go to after becoming the league champion. Only elite trainers are allowed inside. But before we go off that way, I want to teach the move False Swipe to my Gallade. I highly recommend that you do this before going in there. If you are not lucky enough to have a Pokemon on your team that has False Swipe as a level up move to teach it through Heart Scale, you're not screwed. They sell TM57 False Swipe at the Veilstone department store. So if you want to teach a Pokemon that through that, do it that way. Doesn't matter what Pokemon it is. If you want to go out and catch a wild Scyther, there's a lot of Pokemon out there that can learn it. I just recommend that you give something, anything, doesn't matter what level it is, that move. Preferably something of high level, but it's not really necessary. In addition, you are going to need Regirock, Regice, and Registeel in your party if you want to do everything it is we are doing here today. It's kind of dumb that you need Pokemon that you can only have if you have a Game Boy Advance game as well, and an older model of DS, and I definitely can applaud them for making Regirock, Regice, and Registeel normally available in Platinum, but why did they have to be hidden behind an event? Why couldn't they have just let us catch them normally, since they're in areas that we access in the game as it is, and that would address such a big complaint with it. It's not like they were ever event Pokemon before this, or that they were Pokemon that were too powerful or anything like that. I think they should have just made them normally available in the game and not made it have to be some kind of DLC event. I mean, that is just me, but I think it is really dumb. Gonna put Sweet Riot into the PC, gonna bring these 3 with us, and yeah, because we gotta bring these guys with us, that means that we only effectively have a party of 3 Pokemon. So we're gonna have a bit of a fun time here. Scythe, I'm gonna move you into the lead, since Vanity is quite overpowered. Quite. And here we go. One of the last locations on the mainland we have yet to explore. Thank you for only lasting a few seconds, Slow Snow. Only the chosen may enter the Snowpoint Temple. I'm sorry, but what do you mean? I'm the champion of Sinnoh. You can't talk to me like that. It's okay. You can let that person in. I heard from Cynthia. You're working on a Pokédex, aren't you? There should be many rare Pokémon in the temple. Enjoy your exploring. That was easy. Despite what Candace says, there is only a lone new encounter that we can find as a regular Pokemon in this temple. That is Jinx and Smoochum. So the Ice Psychic type isn't as crazy overpowered as it was in days of old. It's been knocked down a few pegs, but Jinx is still a respectable special attacker. And unlike most families that have baby Pokemon in them, Smoochum evolves into Jinx at a fixed level of 30. For this reason, I would actually suggest catching it as a Smoochum, as it will already have access to both Blizzard and Psychic if done this way. As per usual, though, Ice Beam is locked behind a TM. Seems like that's just the thing of everything in this region. But speaking of TMs, it is seriously a good user of Calm Mind if you want to teach it that as well. Basically, it's good at doing damage, but its type prevents it from being much else. Now, oh boy, I always get so embarrassed on these sliding ice puzzles when I don't remember exactly how to do them. Okay, so I can go there, I can go there, I can go... Oh god, where can I go actually? I go to the side, I do that, I do that, I do that, I hit this, and then I go that way, and then I go here, then I do that. That'll make me hit into this rock, and then I can go up! Only took me 2 tries. It's amazing what I can do when I actually start thinking about the solution. Ooh. Can I not do this because I don't have strength with me? Oh, wait, no, never mind. I can make an HM user out of somebody here with us. You think I'm above turning a legendary Pokemon into an HM user? Oh no! I've done it before plenty of times. Let's do this. Besides, I don't even use legendary Pokemon on my teams. They're more useful to me this way than just rotting in a PC box. Regirock, my eye caught you first. The other 2 will be spared. We will give you strength. You actually have pretty good moves other than Rock Throw, so I guess that one will go. So what we want to do is pretty simple. Just want to go ahead and push the boulder aside with our sounds of regurgitation. Pushing this way will make it so that we can slide on that ice, slam into the boulder, and pick up a full heal. Not what I thought we were going to get for that, considering they gave us a calcium just out in the open earlier, but sure. And now, here we are. This is the lowermost floor of Snowpoint Temple. And look at that thing standing in the middle. I don't know why, but it just creeps me out. The fact that its face is just a bunch of holes and the pixel alias thing that's going on as we move around it makes it look even creepier. I don't know what it is, but I've always just felt really uneasy looking at that thing's face, so the sooner I figure out the simple puzzle intended for 10-year-olds, the better. Ah, I think I got it. I go down here, I go onto this, to the right, that makes me hit into that rock. Should I say slam into that rock with how I'm just liking my extreme wording today. I run into a wild Pokemon on the only tile! Are you... Here I'm like, I don't need to use repels because there's no encounters on the ice. And then I forget that this is a DS Pokemon game. I seem to also really like that accent lately, almost like as much as I like the word slam. Hit that rock, go that way, and we are in the center. Before going any further, I highly recommend that you save. Because once you step forward and you check this, it's a statue of a Pokemon. It seems to exude power. A body of rock, a body of ice, a body of steel. When gathers the 3 Pokemon, the king shall appear. Regigigas is only level 1. Oh, poor Regigigas. It was lowered from level 70 in Diamond and Pearl, and I don't know why. Poor Regigigas. Onto the Pokemon itself. It's clear that they were trying to make another Slacking, but they failed miserably. Regigigas' stats are a thing of beauty, but its ability just downright cripples it. That's 5 consecutive turns of being out on the field without retreating at all to unshackle it from that ability. It does not learn Protect, it does not learn Detect, does not learn Rest, or any recovery moves at all in order to stall this out. The only moves that it can learn that remotely stall anything are Substitute and, I guess, Thunder Wave and Swagger. It doesn't get Skill Swap either, but that's fair. That would be pretty darn overpowered if it did somehow manage to learn that on its own. I would never suggest using Regigigas for anything but double battles. In which case, it is pretty darn powerful if you can use Skill Swap on it and unshackle it from its ability on just the first turn. It's ruthlessly powerful if you can do that. But for anything else, definitely pass on it. Though, as pitiful as Regigigas might be, and perhaps the most negative review I've ever given of a legendary Pokemon in terms of usability, he is an interesting Pokemon to me at least. Because he is one of very few examples in which a Pokemon was foreshadowed far in advance before its actual debut. If you recall, in Ruby, Sapphire, and Emerald, there is the Sealed Chamber, which is where you go to be able to fight Regirock, Regice, and Registeel, which are needed to open Regigigas' temple. The text that is engraved in the Sealed Chamber, it reads as follows. In this cave we have lived. We owe all to the Pokemon, but we sealed the Pokemon away. We feared it. Those with courage, those with hope, open a door. An eternal Pokemon awaits. They're not referring to Regirock, Regice, and Registeel as they're only speaking of one Pokemon. They say they feared it. And the 3 Regigolems are nothing but keys to open the I thought we'd be here a heck of a lot longer. Yes, they serve as keys to open Regigigas' tomb in the Sinnoh region. I don't know what they were so afraid of with it being a measly level 1, but maybe in an alternate universe where it was level 70, it might have been pretty fearsome. It is 12 feet tall. It is said to have made Pokemon that look like itself from a special ice mountain, rocks, and magma. Huh. So it's said to have created the 3 Regigolems, even though they are the keys to it. It's a little bit weird. In other Pokedex entries, it says that after Groudon created the continents, Regigigas was so strong that it was able to tow the continents with ropes and move them into where they are now, basically explaining plate tectonics in the Pokemon universe. That went a heck of a lot easier than I thought it would, and that was meant to be the bulk of everything we were going to do here today. Wow. Okay. I guess that's a good enough stopping point, and we did do a lot. I guess maybe it didn't like how scathing my commentary of it was, because it ended the fight without even giving me a chance to say everything I wanted to say about it. I kind of said everything that I wanted to, though, except maybe for the fact that I pronounced it as Regigigas when I was a kid, which is kind of funny looking back on it now. It was yet another way that I thought the localizers of Diamond, Pearl, Platinum were sneaking in messages to tell us, hey, we're localizing Mother 3, because the main character is named Lucas, and one of the Elite Fours is Flint, and one of them is named Regigigas. Oh my gosh, conspiracy. But anyway, we returned to the Pal Park, we explored Snow Point Temple, we had an anticlimactic battle with Regigigas. We're gonna end things off here. Next time on Pokemon Platinum, we're gonna go around the Sinnoh region once more, just to kind of see all the little things that we didn't have a good place to see. See you guys then.